Welcome to the Newsome MMA podcast, partnered with Heavy Duty Fight Management. I'm your host, Jon Prentice, and today I have the pleasure of being joined by Mo Zubair. Now, Mo is another of the very exciting up-and-coming fighters fighting out of Team Renegade in Birmingham. He's also signed to Heavy Duty Fight Management, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. Now, Mo's fighting this weekend up in Stoke-on-Trent in his second amateur bout. Something we're really looking forward to. It's going to be a great fight. Mo, how you doing, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. I'm very good. Thank you for taking the time to join us.
Yeah, no worries.
Now, first and foremost, I'll get into your fight this weekend a little bit later on, but I always like to ask amateur guys first and foremost how they got into MMA, how they decided that MMA was the sport for them, and what path led them down the MMA route.
First I always wanted to train. Like I'd see it on the TV, I'd see boxing and see the UFC and stuff. Like I'd play the games on like PlayStation and whatnot when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, like I want to get into something. So I started off in boxing first, and then I boxed for a few years, and then I moved to another gym, boxed again, and then from there I moved to the UTC that was open in Erdington because it wasn't far from where I lived, and started MMA, and from there just never looked back since.
Excellent. I mean, now's the perfect time to get into it as well, especially in Birmingham as well. The MMA scene is absolutely thriving here. Obviously, you said that you trained at UTC before. There's some beasts there, and obviously, unfortunately, that closed, and they've moved over to Renegade, which is now your training camp. I mean, how is that for you, training with all these animals that are in the gym week in, week out? I mean, you've got the likes of Tom Breeze, the Edwards brothers, Yannick, Chris Meyer, the list goes on and on. I mean, how's that for you as a young up-and-comer, training with these guys day in, day out?
Oh, I can't explain how lucky I am. Like, I'm just really, really lucky to be training around these people. Like, we've got one of my coaches and best friends, Nathias Frederick, fighting for the middleweight title.
Yeah.
And Cage Warriors got one of my other coaches that I look up to as well, Joy Herbert, fighting for a title as well. Aidan Lee, Bellator fighter. Like, the list can go on and on and on. And like, it's good to be around these people because, like, as a young amateur coming up, I look up to these guys and I'm like, oh wow, like, keep training around them. Like, one day I want to be like them. Like, one day I want to be like Leon Edwards. One day I want to be like Tom Breeze in the UFC. So it's good motivation and the good role models to have in the gym.
Yeah, definitely, man. And how was that transition for you, moving over from UTC to Renegade? Because obviously, like you say, UTC was close to home and stuff for you. I mean, has it been a pretty seamless transition over to the team at Renegade?
Yeah, Tom Breeze welcome me into the gym with open arms, so it's good. Like, it was a bit upset when the UTC closed, but everything happens for a reason, you know. And I just think that it was a great move. Like, all the lads moved over, and still feels like UTC a bit. But
just UTC away from home. Now, obviously, as I mentioned, you're fighting this Saturday up in Stoke-on-Trent for Gladiator Promotions UK. You're fighting the flyweight division against the guy Harry Kenworthy. He's got a little bit more experience than you. Currently 2-2 as an amateur. I mean, how are you feeling going into this fight? How's training camp been for you, and how good is it for you to get back in there? Because you've been out of action since your debut fight, which is about a year or so ago, I believe.
Yeah, like, since I joined Team Renegade in September, and then when I joined there, like, I spoke to my head coach Tom, and I says, I want to like work on these things, and Tom's got me up to a good level now. I wanted to fight in Feb on Golden Ticket, but they couldn't match me.
Yeah.
And then my management HD, they organised a few other fights for me. I think I accepted 2 short notice fights on Brad Pickett's ROC, but both opponents turned me down. And then I was meant to fight on Made for the Cage. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, my opponent pulled out a week before the fight. And then, yeah, but just a bit of a longer camp, a bit more time to get sharper and ready for the fight. Like, I've just been sharpening my tools. People think that, like, some people that ain't fought in over a year have been, like, not doing nothing. But nah, I've been in the gym every single day, training 2 to 3 times a day, normal, just improving my skills and trying to get better.
Excellent. I mean, how frustrating is it for you? As you mentioned, you put your name in the hat for two short notice fights, and then I saw all over social media you're due to fight a couple of weeks ago, and that fell through. I mean, how frustrating is it for you as an amateur wanting to get back in there? You've been doing this training camp. Like you say, your skills are sharp. You want to put those skills into practice, and then you're getting so many pull-outs. I mean, is that frustrating for you? Or is it you just used to it being part and parcel of mixed martial arts?
It's really frustrating, man. Like, because I hadn't fought in over a year as well. Like, I was hungry. I was excited to get back in fights, get confirmed and stuff. And then the geezer pulls out last minute. But I'm glad that I've got a great management that could find me a fight 2 weeks later. So all the hard work hadn't gone to waste. I just done a bit longer, and yeah, I'm back in there now this Saturday. Can't wait.
I mean, what do you know about your opponent, Harry Kenworthy, if anything? Because obviously, when the pros fight, there's footage out there, there's tape and that. Do you take your opponent's skill set into consideration? I mean, do you try and do some research on your opponent before the fights, or do you just focus on you and your skills and what your strengths are, and just try to play the fight out?
With Harry Kenworthy, I know that he's I think it's Hammer that he fights out of. Fights out of Hammer.
Yeah.
It's a good spot there. They got some good lads, but I've watched some footage on him. He's a good lad. He's a decent fighter, but I believe that my skill set is way better than his, and I'm comfortable wherever the fight goes. If he wants to go to the ground, I'll go to the ground. If he wants to stay standing, I'll stay standing. I'm comfortable everywhere. So, yeah.
That's excellent. And you mentioned a minute ago about your management team, heavy duty fight management, getting these fights for you, setting the fights up. I mean, as an amateur, just one fight under your belt. I mean, how did it all come about, the arrangement with heavy duty, and how did it feel for you being tied to such a strong management team? I mean, they've got some great fighters in their stable as well, guys like Alexander Rakic and some absolute beasts in there. I mean, how did that come about for you? And I mean, how good is that for you to be under the management of these guys?
First out, what happened was that they signed Nafayas Frederick and Yannick Barty. Yes. And then when the UTC closed, Natty put a little word in for me. I spoke to Big Carl, and yeah, everything happened and come together. It's really good, man, because they've got links to other gyms. Like for this camp, I've been going up to AVT to do a lot of my sparring with their lads.
Yeah,
they've got old lads like Nico Joker. The head coach is Danny Mitchell and Jay Fern. Yeah. They've got loads of lads up there, man. Like too many to mention. I don't want to think. But yeah, they've got a proper good stable up there, and Daniel welcomed me into the gym with open arms. So that was really good, man. That's all from the management having the links and stuff. So it's good. They create big opportunities for me.
That's excellent. I mean, is it important for you at this stage in your obviously early in your career to go to these other gyms and spar with different guys, learn new skills there? Because I know some fighters that I speak to like to do that kind of thing, and obviously guys go abroad to training camps abroad. Some guys like to just keep it at home and stick with their camp that they're usually at. I mean, is it important for you to go out there and learn new skills at this stage in your career from other guys in other gyms?
Yeah, I believe that my head coach Tom Breeze says to me it's always good to have a second home, like so you can learn from other coaches, different training partners and stuff, sparring partners, and it's good. I think it's important because I've got a strong team back at home, Team Renegade, and going up to AVT, we've got MMA vets like Danny Mitchell was in the UFC, Jay Fernie, loads of high level guys up there passing their skill set onto me so I can improve as a fighter. So it's good.
So after this fight on Saturday, what's the plan for you? Because obviously I know that there's talk of you trying to fight in the International Mixed Martial Arts Federation's World Championship in November. Is that the plan still for you? Or do you want to get some fights in before then, or how do you see it?
So the plan is this Saturday I go 1-on-1. I want to stay really active before the IMAF tournament, so I'd like to get a few fights in before then, get a better record, and then fly over to Bahrain and try and get that gold medal.
Sounds like a good plan to me, man. So is this it now? Is this your career path? Are you putting it all into mixed martial arts? Because I know again some guys I speak to, they're especially at an early stage in their career, some of them are not sure as to whether this is something they're going to do for their career and things like that. I mean, is this your career set now? Is this where it's going with mixed martial arts for you?
Yeah, I believe it is. Like, you can't, like, the way I see it, you can't be half-hearted about it. If you're gonna do it, you need to put everything into it. So I train full time now. Been training full time for over a year. Train 2 to 3 times. I'm in the gym every single day, 6 days a week. So yeah, like, this is what I want to do. I've got a brilliant team behind me. I've got brilliant management. So I believe that, yeah, can get all the big opportunities together and just take them. So this is what I want to do. I want to turn pro. UFC is the goal. So yeah.
Excellent, man. I mean, finally, before I let you go, what are your thoughts of Saturday? How do you see the fight playing out?
My coaches have told me, Joy Herbert, Aidan Lee, and Tom, like, said to me, just go in there. I believe my skill set's better, so I'm not really going to go in there with a game plan. I'm just going to go in there and going to see how it plans out, because I believe that my skills are better than him. So I'm comfortable anyway. So wherever it goes, I'm all right. I ain't really going to go in there with a game plan, because I know that with some guys, you go in there with a game plan, it don't work, and you get frustrated and that then. So yeah, I'm just going to go in there, do what I got to do.
That's excellent, man. I mean, really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great fight. Looking forward to seeing how it plays out, and really looking forward to seeing where you go in your career from there, and really hoping to see you on that IMAF tournament in November. And Mo, I really appreciate you coming on. I'll let you go now. But just a message again for everybody. You're fighting this Saturday up at the Moat House Hotel in Stoke-on-Trent, and that's on Gladiator Promotions UK, taking on Harry Kenworthy. So if you're around on Saturday, get up there and watch it, mate, because it's going to be an exciting fight, an exciting event. Mo, really appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much, man.
I'd just like to say a quick thank you to my sponsors, Love Hemp, Safe Jaws, Concussion Pro 1, my camp, Team Renegade, all my coaches, and my management, Heavy Duty.
Excellent, man. Thank you very much. Big shout out to those guys as well. Mo, all the best for Saturday, and I look forward to speaking to you again, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.